All right, going back to the top story, the unrest in Balochistan. Dr. T.C.A. Raghavan joins us from New Delhi. Dr. Raghavan is a former Indian High Commissioner to Pakistan. Dr. Raghavan, welcome to DD India News Hour. Now, what does the latest attack tell you about the unrest in Balochistan? It's getting restive by the day.
The latest attack shows that there is a certain pattern of terrorist violence which is very steadily increasing. There are of course numerous attacks in Balochistan itself, but the ambit of these such terrorist activity actually now covers other parts of Pakistan also. We have had examples of Chinese technical workers being targeted in Karachi and in Sindh. There's also a growing upstick in violence being inflicted and terrorist attacks being inflicted by the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. So the overall pattern is quite clear, which is of a very definite and clear upstick in terrorist violence in Pakistan this year.
Mr. Raghavan, for the benefit of viewers who might not be familiar with the intricacies of the issue at hand, if I might ask you, why are the Baloch unhappy? What's their beef with Pakistan, the government and the state of Pakistan?
Well, the Balochistan has been a restive and insurgency-prone province for a very long time. In fact, almost as long as Pakistan itself has been in existence. To many Baloch and to some of the tribes, they have not been reconciled to the accession of Balochistan to Pakistan because they felt that the accession of the princely state of Kalat into Pakistan was something which was forced by the Pakistan army, and it was not a voluntary accession. So since that time, there have been a series of insurgencies in Balochistan. This particular insurgency now is generally dated back to 2005 and 2006, when a major Baloch tribal leader was killed by the Pakistan military. And that led to a number of tribes going underground and being determined to carry out an insurgency campaign targeting firstly the Pakistan army and security forces, but also other targets. So amongst the targets in Balochistan which have been targeted in recent months have been workers from Punjab who are working in different projects or working in Balochistan. They have also been identified by many of these insurgent groups and attacked primarily to send a message to the government of Pakistan. So this is essence, it's a tribal insurgency because of the fact that it is felt that the province's resources are being sucked away. It's a kind of colonial relationship between Balochistan and the rest of Pakistan, and the benefits of development have not flown to Balochistan to the extent that they should have.
Indeed, which brings me, gives me a perfect segue to my next question to you, High Commissioner Raghavan. Now, help our viewers understand something here. Balochistan, we're given to understand, is one of the largest provinces. It's mineral rich in resources, in natural resources, and it contributes the most to the Pakistani economy. And yet, why does Pakistani government or the state treat the Baloch in a certain way? Why does it discriminate against them?
Well, the fundamental problem is that while it is a resource-rich and in terms of land area, a very large province, the population density is very low.
Right.
So in terms of the number of elected representatives which they send to Pakistan's federal legislature, they do not have much heft. So in the larger politics of Pakistan, Balochistan remains a very underrepresented voice. And this to a great extent explains the angst of the people of Balochistan and many of the tribes in Balochistan that they have been given step motherly treatment by the government of Pakistan, that the benefits of development in terms of education, health, employment opportunities have not flown, have not come to them. They feel that projects which are being set up over there are really extractive in nature, and the benefits of that will not go to them, but instead will go to people living in other parts of Pakistan.
High Commissioner Raghavan, you referred to the killings of Chinese nationals in Balochistan and elsewhere in Pakistan. Now, is China's Belt and Road Initiative fanning the flames of discontent in Balochistan? How do you see Chinese involvement in Pakistan in general and Balochistan in particular?
Well, the Chinese investment in Pakistan to a considerable extent is to help Pakistan deal with its very crippling economic crisis. It remains today the only major foreign power, foreign country which is undertaking major economic and infrastructural investments in Pakistan. There is a strategic and perhaps even a military purpose behind underwriting these investments. But one of the main impulses also is to help Pakistan deal with its crippling economic crisis. In Balochistan, the Chinese projects are seen as part of a agenda which is driven by outsiders, for which the people of Balochistan will not get any benefits, but the benefits will flow to other parts of Pakistan. And this makes Chinese projects into a target. To some extent, the Chinese are also a target because many of the insurgent groups find the Chinese to be closely identified with the Pakistan government's policies, and by attacking them, they in fact are carrying out attacks on the government of Pakistan itself. So it's a combination of factors which makes the Chinese into targets for insurgent groups.
And finally, High Commissioner Raghavan, as we wrap this up, can India and the world at large do something to make the situation in Balochistan better?
In my view, there is not much outsiders can do. The fundamental problem in Pakistan remains the fact that different kinds of terrorist groups have been given a wide margin of being allowed to operate. And then other groups turn against the Pakistan government. But this inability to deal with terrorism, with domestic extremists firmly and impartially, it lies at the root of many of Pakistan's problems. As far as Balochistan is concerned, I do think that they need to have a more political approach rather than a security-driven, militaristic approach. But that also is difficult because in Pakistan, the security establishment and the military has such a large political role that they are often incapable of looking beyond the security dimensions of a particular issue.
Right. High Commissioner Raghavan, pleasure as always to talk to you. Thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Right. Moving on, in other news, India's Prime Minister